Good evening, Drew.
Oh man, I'm on time. Well, almost on time.
Okay, close
Almost
enough.
on time.
Close enough. Close enough.
How's the Blue Jackets?
Good. We're still in the first wild card spot, and we're currently beating Carolina 2-0. So
Okay.
all things looking good
Oh,
so far.
man.
Yeah.
So I don't always do this, but I listened back to the episode last week because I talked for like a really long time. And I'm like, I really hope that I didn't say anything stupid or it wasn't too boring. And there's definitely some things that I think I should have said differently. I don't know. That was a really long discussion.
Any corrections you would like to make, or?
I mean, I have some,
Okay.
but I don't care. I care, but I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care, but I care. How are you? What's going on?
Nothing's going on. It's just it's good. It's good.
I have. So this is on the agenda. Man, Paul, what's one thing people know about me?
Just one?
Yeah. That's right. I have bad skin.
I wasn't gonna go with that, but okay.
So I'm a very fair-skinned man. And I have dermatology appointments that I go in and get things checked up on. And I've had, skin tags removed and moles removed, and like not for cosmetic reasons. It's because, hey, your body is covered in these things and we want to make sure they're not cancer.
Okay.
And, knock on wood, no cancer so far. Anyway, I was at the skin doctor this week, and they were doing a checkup, looking me over, making sure things are, looking like they're supposed to be looking. And I said, hey, I'm an oily, greasy, disgusting man. I've always wanted some professional skincare. I'm not talking about going on YouTube and flooding my algorithm with male skincare regimens.
Okay.
Not that I would know anything about that. But I asked him, I said, hey, if I really wanted to do this right, and I wanted something that, normies can't get, like something that requires a prescription that's going to help me with some of my oily skin and some of like these like pock marks on my face, and the fact that I'm a 46-year-old man, 45-year-old man that still gets breakouts. Like, what can I do about this? So he gave me some advice. He gave me some things that I can try, some over-the-counter stuff. But he also gave me 2 small little vials of creams. Daddy's creams. All right, okay. So Daddy's creams. So one of these I put on in the morning. So my new regimen is every morning when I wake up, after I have my coffee and have my eggs and I'm ready to start work for the day, I'll go to the bathroom. I got to wash my face with some soap and water, just some mild cleanser, not overly scrubbing, dab my face with a nice towel to dry it off. And then I grab one of these little bastards and I put a pea-size amount of this cream on my finger, and then you sort of like dab it over your face and then you rub it in. Paul, this thing smells so bad. It smells like sulfur and like rotten eggs.
Oh no!
And the fact that that's the morning one, right? The one at night doesn't smell like anything. So when I'm in my bed, when my wife lets me sleep in the bed, it doesn't smell like anything. But I've been putting this on for the past couple days. And it's one of those things where I'm afraid if I go to the gym and start sweating or I'm around people too close, they're going to smell it. Now, I smell it because it's on my face, like where my nose is. And this stuff smells so bad. And it's just it's designed to like dry your skin out. It's like a retinol, tretinoin. I don't know. I'm not a pharmacist, but anyway, they gave me some of this stuff to try, and I am developing a skincare regimen as a 45-year-old man.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing
And
wrong with that.
no, well, I mean, other than it's expensive and it's a pain in the ass, and like it's one of those things where you have to be consistent. I'm still in the onboarding phase of this. Like my skin hasn't changed, or it hasn't took yet. Other than I feel like my skin is, drier, not as oily, but it hasn't helped clear up any of like my blemishes or any of that shit. That's my big news for the week. How are you?
Good. I think. Yeah.
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 You didn't go to the skin doctor, huh?
I did not go to the skin doctor. No. In fact, I haven't left my house for days.
Yeah, I mean the kids are driving now, right?
Yeah.
Well, one of them is.
Yeah.
Arabelle's got her learner's permit.
She's eligible for that in February or end of February.
Okay, I was going to say we're getting close.
We're getting close.
So you just send the boy out for everything.
Yeah, and I started to get my groceries delivered instead of going to the grocery store, which is nice.
Ooh, yeah, that's a luxury, huh?
It's nice. It's very nice. I highly recommend it.
Yeah, Mandy does that from time to time. How's the hit rate? How's the accuracy?
They're doing pretty good. I do have a bit of like an oopsie story.
Okay.
So we just signed up for Kroger Boost, which basically gives you like free next day deliveries as long as you spend more than $35 or something. Okay, that's like $8 a month, and we've had it delivered exactly 2 times. So the second time, I'm still figuring this whole thing out. So like they have this thing where like you can reserve a spot. You can say, hey, I want to reserve this time. Hey, give me my groceries on Sunday. And I reserved a time, but I didn't buy anything. And I didn't realize you had to reserve your spot. You actually have to like put something in the cart and buy it. So
Tracks.
I had reserved a 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. spot for Kroger to come and deliver my groceries on Sunday. Well, then I got an email saying like, hey, like you lost your spot. I was like, okay, like no problem. So I went back in. And I was going through the times, and I grabbed the same time slot, and I put in an order, and everything was great. But I made an oopsie, Drew.
What's the oopsie?
Did you know there's a 5 a.m. as well?
Oh, okay. Okay, so your groceries got delivered.
Yeah. So the guy delivers the groceries slightly before like 5 a.m. He rings the doorbell and he leaves because they just put it on the porch and like it's your problem now.
It's cold outside. It's not like anything's gonna go bad.
Yeah. So I the doorbell rings and I'm kind of in a brain fog and I'm kind of like, what the heck is going on? And after a while, like I kind of wake up and I'm like, well, someone rang the doorbell. So I look at it and I'm like, fuck, my groceries are there. So I was putting groceries away at 5 a.m. a little like by about 5:10, but by the time my brain realized what was happening and got my ass up and put the groceries away. So I'm sure not to make that mistake again because I don't want to wake up at 5 a.m. on a Sunday to put groceries away.
Huh.
So
how about that?
I'm still learning. Yep.
I'm still learning.
We're
We're all learning. We're all learning. We're all just trying to make it. Poof. Okay, so the hit rate's pretty good. They haven't done any like really funny meme substitutions on you yet. Like I couldn't find carrots, so I just got you batteries.
No,
okay. They didn't.
No,
okay.
no, none of that so far. None. No.
Okay. Kroger Boost.
It's a horrible
Does it
name.
give you like Kroger points?
I guess. Yeah.
That's Mandy's favorite store. She was a big Giant Eagle girl for a while, but she's back on her Kroger bullshit now.
Yeah. So like around here, I basically have a Meijer and a Kroger that I can go to.
Meijer.
Okay, so like I ended up actually going to Meijer simply because our Kroger parking lot is comically small. So you can never find a place to park.
Well, don't people just grow their own food down by you?
No. Well, maybe. And it's one of those where they had like a regular grocery store and then decided they were also going to sell like pants.
One of those. Yeah.
So
okay.
now the aisles are like comically narrow. And that just bothers me. I don't know. It makes my anxiety go up. So I started going to Meijer, but I like Kroger selection, but for most things better. So I'm happy to have Kroger do my shopping for me and just drop it off at my
the
house.
Kroger the Kroger up on Sawmill's got a jewelry store in it.
That's wild.
That's fucking wild, right?
Uh-huh.
It's like, gonna go grocery shopping and then maybe buy an engagement ring. Yeah. I don't know, whatever the fuck.
Whatever. That's wild.
It's like malls came back to life as something else. Because like that Kroger definitely has like clothes and shit in it. And I don't mean like a couple t-shirts on like an end cap. Like, no, there's like aisles of clothing.
Mm-hmm. You're trying to be a Walmart.
Yeah, they're really trying to, and it's funny because there's literally a Walmart on the other side of something. Like, I mean, I don't know. All right. Let's talk a little bit about video games.
Let's do that.
All right. So I played Warhammer Space Marine 2. Did you play this game?
I have played probably 2/3 of the campaign, and I do imagine myself going back to it.
Oh, it's so good, Paul.
It's good.
And I'm not even a big Warhammer boy, Like I never got into Warhammer the tabletop game. I know there was a period of your life where you did that.
Mm-hmm. I did. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then like one time we played Space Hulk and you beat me so bad that I didn't even look at anything Warhammer themed for like years.
Mm-hmm. Overwatch, baby.
In fact, I think I gave you that board game. I felt
it's in my collection. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, it was on sale, and I was like, man, all my friends are playing this, and apparently the multiplayer is good, so whatever, I'll get it. And I started playing the campaign, and man, I'll tell you what, I'm sure that it looks really good on your PlayStation, but in 4K with like everything maxed out. Oof, that is a pretty game. There's so many little details because space gothic everything and it looks so good and it's so violent and visceral and everything just hits,
and like the waves of Tyranids that you get where there's like probably like
God,
1,000 on screen and you're like,
that's kind of what would happen.
That's going to suck in about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Fire some grenades.
Well, the whole time that I was playing it, I'm like, man, Paul would love this because didn't you play Tyranids?
I did. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you like know all like the unit names and everything.
Some of them. There's a lot more than I just don't. But some. Yeah.
Oh, so good. I couldn't remember if you did them or you did the Necrons.
I did Tyranids. Yeah.
You did Tyranids, yeah. I don't think they can make one. Okay, so all right, let's school me a little bit, right? So I know the factions, like I know there's Chaos, and then there's the Imperium of Man, there's Tyranids, and then there's Necrons. And like apparently Necrons are unstoppable because like their cannons just melt everything, like even Space Marines or something. Like their guns just melt everybody.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
It's been a while.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's also orcs.
Yeah, I forgot about orcs. I think orcs were in the first Space Marine, which I did not play.
They were, yes.
Yeah. They're like funny. They're funny. They're the funny enemy.
Yeah.
The Tyranids are not funny.
No,
like,
they are.
Those things have claws.
Yeah. Yes.
And some of the enemies were big tough. But I'll tell you, I played that game and I was in love with the melee system. It's just deep enough that you can sort of have some control over your combos. And then the finishers where you literally just rip a Tyranid in half. Or when one of like the cultists later on lunges at you and you just kick them out of the way.
Yep. And it's got that kind of like similar thing that like Doom had where like the finishers give you like armor. Yeah. So it's you're
it behooves you to keep moving, keep killing.
Yes.
You have guns, but boy, I did not use guns a lot. I had a chain sword and then I had a power sword, and I never looked back. Oh, so it's so good though. So
it's good. Yeah.
Yeah. I really, really enjoyed it. I even played with a keyboard and mouse. I could have just as easily played it with a controller. I did a couple of the operations, which was the multiplayer mode, which is fun because
I haven't tried it yet. No.
Well, here's the cool thing about that. again, I never played tabletop Warhammer, mostly because I was just intimidated about actually building the units. Like, the rules didn't scare me. It was the construction and painting of the units and making them look nice was what turned me off. The cool thing about the operations in this game, though, is that you can basically fully customize your Space Marine to be one of the factions. So when you first get into operations, you can unlock factions. Like, you can unlock, the Ultramarines, for example. So when you do that, you get decals for your character that you can like apply to your armor. You also unlock the colors of the Ultramarine, so you can customize the individual pieces of your armor color. And then as you play, you can either unlock other colors, and there's like metallic, non-metallic, matte, different variations. You can also unlock other chapters, like the Space Wolves or whatever they're called. I forget the one that I unlocked. And then like the geckos and like the green stuff, and they have different like shoulder pauldrons and capes and other stuff that you can do. And then there's classes that you can play as well. It's really fun, and it's like one of those things where it's the same maps and there's just enough variation in them, and you have to kind of work together. It's way harder than the actual campaign, I thought, but it was really good. I hope you go back to it, because I was having a lot of fun.
Yeah, though I'm back in my Diablo bullshit, so there's that.
Wasn't there some sort of new expansion or patch or something?
There was a new season. There's a new season. Like last week. Yeah,
I heard that people are glad because it's hard.
It's not hard. At least I don't know. I don't know.
They said one of the bosses you have to actually think now.
Yeah, that's quite possible. I'm not full. I'm about maybe halfway through the seasonal stuff, I think. So, or maybe a little bit further. But yeah, so far it's been. I mean, there's been some good fights and stuff. So, and like the mechanics this season are pretty cool. So, yeah.
What's changed?
So I mean, you never finished a campaign, right?
Oh my God, no.
Okay.
So I bounced hard off that game.
So one of the key features or key like story elements of the campaign is this thing called the Tree of Whispers.
Okay.
And basically what it is the Tree of Whispers basically knows everything. But for it to answer your question, you basically
you have to whisper to it.
No.
Oh.
You basically commit to when you die, the tree gets your head, and you spend eternity as a head on this tree.
Huh.
So in this season, basically there's like this coven of witches that kind of tends to the tree. One of them goes bad and steals a bunch of heads and corrupts the tree, and you have to go and find all these heads and return them. And for your reward for finding these heads and completing the story is you can unlock witch powers, which basically give you additional like 5 additional slots for these interesting passive powers. And so far so good. So yep.
Huh. Okay. Now, what class are you playing right now?
I'm playing a rogue. It's probably the class I've played the least. I did decide
you're a big sorcerer boy.
I'm a big sorcerer boy. Yep. I decided that this season I was going to follow a build guide because I wasn't super familiar with rogue, and the build guide I have picked it's completely broke.
What do you mean? Like it's easy?
It's so, dude, it is so easy. I literally have like it uses Dance of Knives, which is one of the like spin to win powers. You just hold down this button and you spin and you throw knives. And the way it's set up, you basically like before you go into it, like you run these little buffs, and it's set up in a way that like if you move far enough, you can keep channeling the skill. So I'm almost at infinite channel, but I can basically hold this skill for probably like 5 minutes and just flit around the map, uh, killing things.
Okay.
And the way it is, like everything is a critical hit, and everything is doing like poison damage, like oh no, shadow damage. So I'm ripping shit up. I am ripping shit up.
Rip and tear, baby.
Mm-hmm. So
Okay.
Yep.
Now you skip, like when you make the characters, you skip the entire campaign.
Yeah, I skipped the campaign, I skipped the expansion, just went right into the seasonal content.
Okay. So
Yep.
what do you? Okay. So
Mhm.
so what do you do then? Is there like specific missions, or do you do dungeons, or like, what do you do?
It's so like you'll do like a story mission, and then you have to like one of the events like on the open world are basically these whispers where like you're doing things for the tree of whispers, and if you do 10 of them you can go back to the tree to get a big cash prize. So you have to do some of those, and you go back and you do a story, and then specifically when you're done with that, you're probably right around level 60 and ready for the end game. So then it's time to run the pit, baby. Run the pit.
Run the pit.
Run the pit.
Now, do you play by yourself, or do you actually?
I play by myself. Yeah.
Okay, you don't like partner up with any friends or randos or anything.
Nope.
Huh.
I just play by myself.
Interesting.
It's a good time.
Okay. So, but you're back on your Diablo bullshit because you finished another game.
I finished Dragon Age: The Veilguard.
Okay.
It's a BioWare game, so it's one of those like, there's good endings, there's bad endings. I did not look at anything. I just kind of wanted to, like what I did with Mass Effect, just kind of play and do what I wanted. I got like the second best ending, I believe, is what I got.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There was apparently, to get the best ending, there is this one side quest I had to finish, and like I just could not be bothered with it. It was like I can see where I need to go, but I don't know how to get there, and I'm tired of walking around this map looking for a way, so I'm done. It was a pretty good game. The story gripped me. It definitely does the BioWare thing where there's one of your dudes is gonna die.
Right, you have to make choices.
You have to make choices. And it was, was it a Mass Effect 2? No. But was it engaged?
Such a good game.
I know. It was so good. I wish I could like wipe my brain and play it again for the first time. The story was good. The combat was engaging. I enjoyed the fights and the way that the mechanics of like leveling up your companions and how they worked in combat and all that. It was good. It was fun. I really enjoyed it. If you're a big dialogue heavy, story driven, narrative kind of game in the spirit of Mass Effect and that kind of style, it's good. It's good. Recommend it. Maybe not buy it. Maybe don't buy it full price. Maybe wait till it's like $20-$15 or something. But it's good.
I wonder what it is going for right now. Let's see here. Dragon Age, the Veilguard. Now it's still $60 on Steam.
Yeah,
wild.
Yeah. I guess like it didn't meet sales expectations and all that stuff.
Well, I mean, it's EA. I mean, nothing ever meets expectations.
Yeah, but I enjoyed it. It was fun. Now that I beat the story, I'm done. I have no desire to go back and finish any of the side quests. I'm done. I may watch a YouTube video of the quote unquote best ending just to see it. But it was good. Some of the boss fights are really fun. You get to fight these big old corrupted dragons and stuff. It's in like these tentacle monsters. It's good.
So there was a question I was going to ask you about this, and I can't remember what it is now. And you played, remind me, because we talked about this already, but I just can't remember. You played the other ones, right?
I played I think there was. I know I played the first one. I think I skipped the second one, and I played part of Inquisition. What the fuck is Dragon Age Legends? Yeah, I played one. I didn't do two. I played part of Inquisition, and then I played Veilguard, which I guess, I mean, I wasn't super into it. I guess they kind of like retcon some of the stuff that happens in the earlier games and change some of the key characters and stuff, and I didn't care. I was just like, whatever. Oh, this person, I bet you if I played that game I would know who this person is, because they're making a big deal about her showing up. But she's just gonna tell me to go get a MacGuffin, and I'm gonna go get that MacGuffin, and it's fine.
Yeah, that's usually how that works.
So yeah, I was fine. Yeah.
All right. Last piece of video game business here before we talk about the other thing. So what is this?
Okay.
What are you doing?
Okay. So back early on, when I got my ROG LAX, one of the things I did is I partitioned the hard drive in half, and I installed Bazite, which Bazite is this open source Linux distribution that basically allows you to run Steam OS on things that aren't the Steam Deck. And I tried it for a bit and decided that wasn't for me, and I just stuck with Windows, and it was fine. But at CES, I don't know how much you followed all the gaming stuff at CES, Drew.
Not at all.
Okay. So there was a couple announcements that kind of piqued my interest at CES. And they're in the same vein. One, basically, Steam said they're going to allow third parties to install Steam OS on their handhelds. And in fact, they're going to pretty soon, they're going to have betas for some of the most popular handheld systems out there. And
interesting.
And in like the same kind of in same breath, Lenovo actually has announced the first one of these that's going to be available for sale. It's the Legion Go S, which is they take their monstrosity Legion Go, make it thankfully a lot smaller. Like the it's all one piece, like the controllers don't come off. And there's a Legion Go, which is going to run Windows, and there's going to be a Legion Go S, which is going to run Steam OS. And like, because of Microsoft, the Steam version is like $200 cheaper for the same specs. Right. And it's going to be like in stores. You're going to be able to go to Best Buy and buy this device. And with all that stuff, I'm like, you know what? I should just give Bazite another chance. Like, Windows on the ROG LAX is fine, but like, there are some things that are just absolutely annoying. Like, let's say that I like want to update everything on that goddamn thing. Well, that basically means I have to go to 4 different places. I have to go to the Microsoft Store to make sure I've downloaded the right stuff. There's updates in Armory Crate. There's updates in the My Asus apps, and then there's Windows updates. And it's a whole big thing. And I'm like, so I partitioned the hard drive again. I installed Bazite on it, and they have definitely been working on it. It runs smoother. The setup experience is way better. And since I've installed it, I haven't booted into Windows once. I've been playing all my games on Steam OS and ROG LAX, and it's been working great. Yeah. So,
but you don't play any games that require Windows anymore, though, right?
No. I mean, no. I guess not. I mean, I guess if there was like I still have that partition there. And if there was a game that was, DRM'd in a way that it wouldn't run, I do have that safety valve of booting back into Windows and playing the game there. And the Bazite actually makes it easier to boot into Windows. You can just click a button inside of Steam OS, and then it'll reboot and go into Windows for you. So you don't have to like go into the BIOS and pick your boot order and shit like that, which is one thing that really annoyed me before. So I still have that escape valve, but so I'm actually really curious to see when like the beta installs from Steam come out and see how that differs from what Bazite does and how well it supports the hardware and things like that. Because so far it's been working really great. So yeah, back on my Bazite bullshit.
But I mean, so it's much better than it was.
Oh yes, for me, yes, yeah.
I remember you were not complimentary.
I was not complimentary. The games I think run much better now, probably because they're shipping like updated like AMD drivers and things like that. The update experience when I first did it, you basically had to like re-image everything before you update. Now it's got an auto updater. The install experience, while it still could use a little bit of polish, is much better, much easier to get it installed. And yeah, it's they just made a lot of, in the like what, a year since I did this, they've been working on it, and it shows. It's a pretty good seamless Steam OS experience on my LAX, and I think I'm here for it.
So what are you playing on it then?
I am primarily playing 3 games. Of course, I'm playing some Diablo 4 on there.
I wondered if you did that.
I did. I bought it. It was on sale a while ago on Steam, and I bought it. And it's great if I'm like, half watching a hockey game and I can just go out and grind some shit and get some slightly better pants in Diablo. I'm playing Coral Island, this nice, cute little cozy farming game because I needed like a new Animal Crossing in my life. And I started replaying Red Dead Redemption 2 on it.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
So
yep, nice.
I want to make sure I understand though. So Diablo 4 or Diablo 5 doesn't, or whatever, it doesn't require Windows?
No.
Oh.
No.
Interesting.
No.
I thought it did.
I mean, technically,
I know they have a Mac client.
Technically, it does, but it runs in Proton just fine. So,
okay.
Yeah, there's no DRM keeping it down or anything. I mean, I think it's actually even Steam Deck verified now. So if you want to play it on a OG Steam Deck, you can. I'm getting really good performance. I'm playing a mixture of like medium to low settings, and I'm getting like 70 to 80 frames. So I probably could bump things up a little bit, but I'm kind of just happy with how it is running right now because it runs pretty smooth. So, now Red Dead runs, I don't have the graphics turned all the way down because that game I want to see that game. It's so pretty. And I'm getting between like 40 to 50 frames a second on that. But with the VRR screen and stuff, it's fine. It's fine. So that game's not super twitchy. So I'm just kind of living with it.
Huh.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and by the
okay.
and the like 60 to 70, 80 frames on Diablo 4 is not with the power cranked all the way up. It's at the kind of like middle performance tier, like 17 watts TDP. So if I wanted it higher and have less battery life, I could crank that up and then crank the graphics up a little bit. But
does running that versus Windows give you better battery life too?
I really haven't noticed that too much. It's probably about the same. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But
interesting. Mm-hmm. But do you play with it plugged in then?
No.
You just chomp away for a little bit.
Chomp away at a little bit. Yeah. And if the battery's going down, I've got some portable battery packs that provide enough power to keep it running. So I'll just plug one of those in if I'm really, really, getting into things and the battery draws down. But yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of, I bought this really cool Anchor power brick.
Did you buy the same one I did?
Oh, which one did you buy?
Oh, hold on. Did you buy the one that like magnetically slaps on the base?
No.
Okay. I bought.
I'm intrigued. All right, you put yours in. I'll show you the one I got.
I got an Amazon link coming in there. This was actually a recommendation from a friend of the show, Justin. He bought this to go to Code Mash, and I asked him how well it worked, and he said it worked great. And then I ordered one. Hold on. I gotta find.
I got that one.
Okay. Okay. Yes, that's the same one I bought, but there's this option for Amazon. There you go. There's the that Amazon link's actually real neat and tidy.
Wow.
It's the same thing, but it's got a base that it magnetically attaches to.
Wait. Where does that attach?
On the bottom. So like how on the bottom.
Mine doesn't have a bottom.
Oh, so you don't have little contacts on the bottom?
No, you have something different.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so mine is a little different. Yeah, so mine's got these little contacts on the bottom, and it's magnetic, and it smacks onto that base and charges.
No, wait a minute. No, this is not the right one.
Okay.
This is not the right one.
Okay.
Where's mine? Is it this one? Let me see. Yeah, mine doesn't have a base. Mine, I mean, it looks bigger than this. Boy, I'll tell you. Is it this one? No, it's not. It's not this one. Hang on. God damn it.
'Cause I think
Anchor.
the one you put in there's the one I got, I think.
Yeah, no, that is not the one I got. I got something different. Number of ports. Okay, so there's another page. Where's the one I bought? It's very similar. Oh, but mine doesn't have the cool. Mine doesn't have the cool thing. Like it looks just like that though. Although so mine is very similar to that. It has the same port configuration on the top. It has two USB-C and a USB 2. And then it has the front, which has the little display on it, which is very nice, by the way. I like that. It's very clever.
Very nice.
But the entire front of mine is not that clear piano black material.
Okay.
Oh, here's the one I have. This is the one I have. Okay. All right. Sorry. Let me get rid of this, and then we'll do this. And okay, that's the one I have.
Oh, okay.
Very similar.
Very similar. Very similar.
Very similar. I think it's like, is it the same power? Yeah, it's 24K. So yours is slightly better than mine. But yeah, I love this thing. I mean, it holds, it powers, it can fully charge my Steam Deck and come back for seconds and thirds. It's heavy though.
Dude, mine's a big chunky boy, and it's built like a tank.
Yeah, I mean it is literally plastic. Like the battery's wearing the plastic for protection. That's the way around. Yeah, but it's good though. And it charges relatively quick.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I was doing something at the gym, and I needed like to power my gimbal and my phone for a while, and I had a long enough USB-C cable that I could do both, and I just had to keep that in my pocket, and it was good. It was like pulling my pants down. It's like it's not big, but it's very dense. Like it is just chock full of battery.
Yeah, and I was really impressed because like when I got it, and I figured out where I was going to put it, and I slapped it on the base, and it was like it shipped with like 28% battery or something.
Yeah.
And it was like, I'm drawing all the watts and I'll be fully charged in 30 minutes. And I'm like, bullshit. And I set a timer, and I came back, and it was fucking fully charged.
Wow. Yeah, I'm at the mercy of whatever sort of wall wart I use to charge mine. I'm very jealous that you have a base. That's very cool.
Yeah, and it's nice because it's it's magnetic, and it's a very strong magnet too. So it's like thunk when it goes on there, and the base has a couple of little ports on it too for charging things. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I bought the wrong thing. I just bought mine at Target because I was out and about, and I needed something right then, and that's what they had. I mean, they had cheaper options, don't get me wrong. I could have just bought like a little 2-port, slim boy, but I'm a sucker for a little display.
So, it's nice. You see exactly how much time you've got left.
Yeah.
How much? Yeah.
Oh, so cool.
Mm-hmm.
So cool.
Yep.
So what do you use yours for then?
So if I'm playing something for long and I don't charge my ROG Ally X, I'll plug it into there and it runs great. That's really what I've used it for so far. But I just like collecting battery packs because I don't know, I have a problem.
So we talked about this several shows ago, but I have that heftier boy for, emergencies and power outages.
Yeah, I have one of those too. Yeah, like a big old power station kind of thing. You can plug a. Yeah, in fact, recently I used mine because we lost power, and I ate a roast in the crock pot, and I plugged my crock pot into that. It wasn't going to last horribly long because I don't have a huge one because crock pots pull an insane amount.
Oh
of
my
power.
God, yes.
But it was enough to get me through the 45-minute power outage. Yeah,
like our ancestors read by candlelight. You cooked by battery pack.
I did.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you're not gonna let that stew go to waste.
No,
right?
no.
What did you make? What were you making? I have to know now.
And honestly, I just had a roast. I just had a big old chuck roast in there. And honestly, when the power outage went out, I was kind of excited. So I was like, I have a roast.
Don't worry, kids.
Yeah, I have a roast. What am I
Daddy's
gonna do?
home.
I know what I'm going to do. I'm gonna
Wow.
cook my roast via battery pack, and that's what I.
So did it? So you must not have had long to go then.
It was, like I do like usually like I start them around 9 and it's ready by like 6 or whatever. And it happened like right at like 2:30. So like I'm sure the meat was fully cooked and I could have just let it sit and it would have been fine. But I was like, no, that's what I have this for. So I plugged it in and I just kept it hot while it was power was out, and it was great.
Yeah. How long did it have to run for?
Power was out for like 45 minutes. And I was just about out of juice on that thing.
I was going to say, like, you probably ran that shit down. I'm surprised it lasted that long.
Yeah, like it wouldn't have lasted much longer.
Okay. But man, look at you, hero. The hero we deserve.
Yeah, I was way too excited that I needed to be for that particular situation.
Who witnessed it?
Everybody, because everybody was home.
Okay.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, "Wow, Dad, you're the best."
Well, mostly it was my wife who was making fun of me, but
Well, guess what, Jennifer? You got to have roast that night.
She did. Yep.
Oh my God, that is. Oof. I've never been a hero like that. Everything I buy is an inconvenience to my wife. I have never had to defend our home with a gun. Knock on wood. I've never had to power a pressure cooker with my battery packs. I've I just run around looking for leaks in my irrigation system. That's my superpower.
Oh.
All right. Last topic of the night.
Last topic.
All right.
I'll set you up, Drew. So
all right, go ahead.
I was on YouTube today, and apparently the embargo lifted for the 5090 Founders Edition because everybody had a video up with some benchmarks and first impressions. I actually watched that one channel you like with Tech Jesus.
Steve.
I actually watched part of that video. I kind of skipped around and watched it. But now that you've seen the first set of benchmarks of the 5090, how are you feeling?
I'm still ambivalent.
Okay.
I'm still ambivalent. First of all, you're correct. All of the embargoes are up today. I mean, everybody is like, this thing's more powerful.
And it's just the Founders Edition, right? The NVIDIA one. No one has their hands on any kind of third party
nobody has any of the partner boards yet. I mean, Gamers Nexus did a readout of all of the announcements from the partners about what they're making, which ones have LEDs, which ones don't have LEDs, which ones have what are mostly Gamers Nexus is really good at this because they're so crazy about heat, like I am. So they do really, really in-depth analysis. And if you watched that review all the way through today, they showed you how they did the thermal cameras to capture.
I love that part. He's like, you want to know how it works? And he's like, I don't know. I followed a guide on the internet, but it works. Yeah. That was great.
But those guys, man, they've invested so much in their testing lab. And that's why I like them, because first of all, they're very selective about the sponsors they do. They make most of their revenue through selling their merch. So they're not beholden to companies that want to do reviews. That's a big thing for Steve and his channels. They want to remain independent. They want to have that integrity and be able to do these things. So but they turn around and they invest all that money in testing equipment. So that thermal imaging that they did today, where they had the picture of the razor blade for scale, and
it was actually reflecting the light, I think.
Yeah. And it actually the reason they do that is they want to be able to show you where the fans are emitting heat.
Yeah.
So if you're a weirdo like me, sort of okay, this is the turbulence and the heat that comes off of this. This is where I need to put my fans to best evacuate the heat out of my case.
Yeah. And apparently it has this little chute where it pushes the heat out in a particular direction.
Yeah.
Like up and away from the card. Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that is they went very in depth on like the Founders Edition has a very unique cooler that the partner boards will not. Usually the partner boards just do like multi-fan designs. A lot of them also do kind of like, you know how you can buy all-in-one coolers that are like radiators and pumps,
Yeah.
like closed circuit liquid cooling, right? Not like what weirdos like me do, but they basically will make graphics cards that have that too. So you can basically buy one that's already liquid cooled, and you just have to find a place to slap the radiator for the card.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so that cooler is unique to the Founders Edition. I mean, look, I think that's cool. I'm glad they do all that. And again, Gamers Nexus does other cool stuff. Like they basically invented a whole new way to test like case fans that like measures decibels and how much heat they actually move, their volume. Like I don't think anybody else goes where they go. And I'll be honest, like sometimes it goes on a little too long, but that's their kink. That's what they do. They're great about bookmarking their videos. So if it goes on a little too long and I want to go to the next section, I can do that.
Once I kind of got the feeling for like the frame rates of different benchmarks they did, I kind of just skipped the conclusion myself. I'm like, okay, yeah, I've seen it. I don't need to see any more charts. I'm done.
Yeah. I watched it at lunch today, and I was kind of poking around to and what I like to do is I always sort of start with them, and then I go and I watch some of the other other channels that are also good that basically aren't Linus Tech Tips, and then sort of draw my own conclusions. So look, I'm still a little ambivalent. I'm not running out to buy this thing. And I think it launches next week. So I mean, I couldn't run out and buy one even if I wanted to. I mean, the reviews are positive, right? It's a generational uplift, but they rightly call out the fact that nVidia is, not being truthful about the uplift of performance, kind of like we talked about last time. So like what I really liked, and I think Gamers Nexus did this, but the chart that I really liked was on the Jay's 2 Cents channel. He's another YouTube reviewer that I watch. He basically had a chart where it was like, okay, so they looked at Cyberpunk 2077 and they basically benchmarked that game at 4K. And they set everything to medium because Cyberpunk apparently is notorious for not applying settings, even though it said it applies settings. But if you just click defaults, like everything is medium. Okay. So you could still turn on ray tracing. So anyway, they did a 4K ray tracing medium preset, and like their charts that show performance is like, okay, here's the 5090 with 4x frame gen, 3x frame gen, 2x frame gen. So it's basically like, you've got bars on the page. And then after those three, it's NVIDIA RTX 4090, which is 2x frame gen, which is all those cards were capable of. It only could generate 2 frames at a time, the frame that you're seeing in the next frame. So with the 50 series, you can do up to 4 frames extra now, right? So it's like, the RTX 4090 at 2x frame gen averaged 70 frames per second. Well, the 5090 at 2x frame generation was 106. So it gave you an additional 30 frames right there. 3x frame generation went up to 160, and 4x frame generation gave you 200. But right underneath that chart, they're like, okay, we're gonna turn frame gen off and see what the uplift is.
Yeah.
So the 4090 got 42 frames per second, and the 5090 got 60.
Okay.
So it's like an additional 18 frames at 4K. To me, listen, I think this AI frame generation stuff is legit. I used it in Warhammer, Space Marine 2. Like I did DLSS, like I turned on the frame generation for that game because I played it at 4K, max everything. It was super smooth the whole time. The image quality was immaculate. I didn't see any artifacting or anything. It works. Like it's technology that works.
Yeah.
But for games that don't support it, you're SOL. So like the game has to support it. Now, any game that's made in like the Unreal Engine or, anything like that can support it, but what's really interesting is NVIDIA basically maintains supercomputers in Taiwan, and in the US, where all they do is generate frames for these games. Like they like the textures and everything. So like when a game supports this, nVidia has already done a lot of the calculation for that particular game. So the game has to support it. The nVidia driver has to be updated to support it, so it's aware of it. So if I wasn't playing Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty, and I was playing a different game that didn't support this, it looks like I would see anywhere from like a 20 to 35% uplift at 4K average, right?
Yeah.
Is that worth $2,000 of my hard-earned dollars right this minute?
Yeah.
No.
It's expensive. No. It's a pricey, it's a pricey card.
If you can find one, and if you can find it for that price.
Right. Exactly.
So, look, I think that there's other things to consider. If I was going to do more workstation level things and do more AI and ML development on my local computer and play with models locally, is there a case to be made for that? Sure. But I don't recall there being any, and I haven't seen any yet where somebody has done, they downloaded like Olama or something and benchmark performance of token generation between a 4090 and a 5090. I don't think those benchmarks exist, at least not in anything that I've seen or read.
I think you just found our next market, our niche. Buying video cards.
I don't want to do that.
I
don't want to do that. I mean, I guess it could be a business expense, but yeah, it's one of those things where 3 or 4 months from now, I'm going to be at Micro Center, and if there's one on the shelf, I might think really hard about it.
Yeah.
But the fact that I just played Warhammer at 4K, ray tracing on, DLSS 4, with only a miserable only 2 frames instead of 4 extra frames generated, and had a great time. That to me is proof positive that what I have right now, gaming at 4K, I'm fine. In fact, that was the whole reason that I bought the 4090 is I wanted to game at 4K. And if you don't at least have a 4K monitor, this is not the graphics card for you. I would argue that if you still have a 1440p monitor, you probably don't even need a 50 series card for games that are out right now. You could probably get away with like a 4080.
Yeah. My son has one of the 4070 variants and on a 1440 screen, and it eats the games he plays, eats them for breakfast. It's fine. Yeah.
I mean, like right now, when I look at the games I have installed on my computer, right? I still have Warhammer on there. I just got done with Resident Evil 4 and then Resident Evil The Village, and I'm playing through Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. Red Dead Redemption 2, you want to talk about a pretty game. Like that game in 4K on a computer is just phenomenal. Destiny 2, which I haven't touched in like 3 months, like that game runs fine. Cult of the Lamb, which is all sprite-based Factorio, which is ruining my life and my marriage right now. That's a great game. Balatro, I mean, come on. Like, what are we doing here?
Balatro can run on a toaster.
It really could, and I wish. And if it did, I would never eat because I would just be moving those little cards around. That game is so good.
My son's playing a lot of that Marvel Rivals game.
I'm not a hero shooter guy.
Yeah.
I can't get. Overwatch was my P. I played that when it came out for a while, and then I was like, okay, this isn't for me. I mean, I'm sure you like watching it because superheroes.
I have watched him a little bit, but he doesn't like. Yeah, he kind of gets weird when I'm in his room sometimes. So.
Yeah,
but like again, like I think he's got a, I don't know, 4070 Ti or something, one of those.
Yeah, I remember when you bought it for him.
And it's got everything maxed up, and he's getting all the frames, and it runs really good, and he's just better at video games than me because he's just so mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm gonna continue to watch. I mean, actually, while we were just talking here, I went over to Micro Center just to see if they have anything, because like last year, or not last year, but when the 40 series came out, like they had the product page up of the cards they were going to be getting, so you knew what the possibilities were. And I don't think Micro Center sells reference cards anymore. I think they
only do partner cards.
Yeah, so like I could be misremembering this, but I remember when the 30 series came out, you were able to get reference cards through Micro Center. I think starting with the 40 series, I think you can only get the Founders Edition. I mean, nVidia tried to sell it themselves and learned how hard web development was.
They have like a trusted
real
partner.
Fucking quick.
Yeah.
I think you can only get them through Best Buy. Does that sound right? Hold on, let me check. nVidia. I know you cannot buy them directly through nVidia anymore. Like they did that one time and they were like, nope, we're not doing this anymore. Let's see here. Shop. I'm genuinely curious. Graphics card. Shop now. They do not have the 50 series.
So according to Tech Radar, nVidia is going to be selling them again. Yeah, and Best Buy.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know Best Buy for sure.
Yeah.
Best Buy for sure is going to have them.
Oh, and Newegg will have the Founders Edition as well.
Newegg, that's the other
so
one.
It looks like if you want to buy a Founders Edition, your best bet is Newegg or Best Buy. Yeah.
Newegg, I feel like you probably have a better shot, but then you're going to get text messages for the rest of it. So I'm on Best Buy right now. They're selling pre-built systems with the card. The card itself does not appear to be available. Yeah. Okay. So no pricing, no like coming soon on anything yet. And honestly, the Founders Edition is cool, and all the stuff that they talked about in those reviews about the cooler and the efficiency that they saw that they were really happy with, that's great. But the partner boards will usually run a little bit faster.
Yeah.
And not that my computer's extra loud right now, but if I was going to spend that much, I would probably spend the extra few $100s and get like a liquid cooled one, maybe.
Okay.
But again, it's going to be one of those things that you may not have a ton of choices for the first 6 months.
Yeah. The demand's going to be high, and you basically get what they have available.
Yeah, and then there's going to be scalpers, and
yeah. Of course.
That's still a thing. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not. Yeah, I got other hobbies right now. So which we talked about.
Mm-hmm, we did.
And we won't talk about that anymore. Okay. At least for a while, we're not going to talk about that anymore.
Okay.
So yeah, look at us, 57 minutes. Like I think that's a good place to end.
Yeah, we did it.
We did it.
Yeah. You know the deal. Doingtheirbest.com. You can find all the links we talked about, social links, all that wonderful stuff. And hey, thanks for listening.